Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Mark Weiner, joined by head baseball coach John Russo. Coach, how's it going?
Oh, it's doing great. Thanks for having me.
Coach, we finally have some games to talk about. That's nice, a nice little change of pace. You had your first conference series. You played William & Mary over at Mitchell Field because University Field wasn't quite ready for play yet. Game one on Friday, you played a doubleheader. You win 6-4 over the Tribe. Just talk about that game. It was a pretty good pitching performance from Nick Kozlowski.
It was, when we played that game, it was the first time we were on a baseball field in 19 days, more or less, just playing baseball. So for us to come out and win that game, I think shows a lot of the team's character. And, really proud of Nick. I just started this season, struggled a little bit, and, decided to go with him in game one because, at the end of the day, he's the leader of the pitching staff. And worked out, he came out, threw really well. He had 5 walks, 5 strikeouts, but, didn't get hit much. And, over the course of the weekend, I think we learned that William & Mary was a really good hitting team, so it made his performance that much better. And then Bowie come in the last 3 innings and get the save and strike out 5 and pitched really, really well in that game to finish it out.
Game two, the offense didn't really click as well. Only 1 run scored compared to 11 for William & Mary. What did you think kind of went wrong in that one?
I think it all started with William & Mary's pitcher, Nick Brown. He was really good. He was a freshman all-conference last year, and I was really scared of their first game pitcher, Ingram. He was a second-team all-conference, one of the better pitchers, last few years in the whole conference. And Brown came in, he had good stuff, he worked quick, he had a good breaking ball, and I was expecting a little bit more of that. I think we all got our hopes higher after game one when we put up 6 runs, but you got to really tip your cap to him, and he pitched really well.
Saturday again, weather postpones the game, so you move it to Sunday, a game where pitching for both teams wasn't so great. 21-12, the final score in favor of William & Mary. 34 hits combined, 33 runs combined. Just an offensive showcase, you would say?
Yeah, I think weather dictated a lot of the game. I mean, both teams obviously had great offensive days, and if you were there, it was 30 degrees, probably a 20-some mile-an-hour wind blowing directly out, and anything that barely got touched was leaving the yard. So it was really tough to be mentally focused, and I think that the biggest denominator we put on 13 free guys. They only put on like 7, and the extra guys ended up being the extra runs.
And then you had a game yesterday against UMass Lowell, also at Mitchell Field, a come-from-behind victory. In the 9th inning, you win 6-5.
It was a great win. I think Coach Herring at UMass Lowell is a good coach and really well-coached team, and UMass Lowell is a good program. And up until the 9th inning, I thought it was as good a game as we've played all year. And both teams had a really rough 9th inning with hitting guys, cheap runs, both sides. But at the end of the day, a win's a win. And I told the team afterwards, every Division I win's a good earned win, and happy to get any victory.
You finally get to play these 4 games, the first 4 games you played in 19 days before that. What did it tell you about your team? Did any spots kind of get filled in what you saw in these 4 games?
That's a great question. I was really happy with the freshmen, Stephen Foster, Matt Nunziata had good weekends. It was really good to get Brett Johnson back in the lineup. He had 2 home runs on the weekend, and yesterday had another hit. And he really helped solidify the top of our order. Got to see some good pitching performances from Bowie Matheson in relief a few times. Really happy with what we've seen with Brendan Mulligan. I thought Dalton Rouleau hit the ball really well on the weekend. We're still just, missing basically, one guy. I think David Lederman's really shot well in the 5-hole. We need somebody right now to be able to bat behind Brett Johnson.
Now this week you have Fordham a little bit later today, and then Delaware. You head down to Newark for your second conference series. What do you expect in the upcoming week?
Fordham's basically a rivalry game. We go up with them on a lot of recruiting battles, and good friends with Coach Layton, and real familiar with their team. And when you get a Tuesday game, it's mostly started with pitching. We're going to go with Patrick Bryant today, and Patrick's been pitching really well ever since his first out at UCLA. He's gotten nothing but better and better every outing, and it's good to keep getting at bats instead of being inside and having to practice. So getting to play is invaluable today. And then Delaware came off a weekend where they beat Fordham and shut out Sacred Heart this past weekend. Their 2 number 1 guys are returners, Davis and Martin. And I think in the preseason, their position players had the most preseason all-conference of any team. And So, they're a tough matchup, especially there. But just happy to keep playing. And, we talked about this a little bit. I think every weekend in the CAA is a tough weekend. So, you got to go on the road and try to win games.
Head coach of the Hofstra Pride baseball team, John Russo, thanks so much for the time.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
And good luck this week. I'm Mark Weiner. This has been the WB Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com.